Twitch. I'm trying to make a video.
Hey guys, Stephanie here at Wolf Creek Hobby Farm and Homestead in northern Michigan with a short video today on how to improve your hatch rate or hatch chicks out of the incubator. So tip number one that I have for you is egg collection. It all starts when you are collecting eggs. I like to bring one of these cardboard cartons out to the coop with me every morning when I collect the eggs. And when I'm collecting eggs for the incubator, I like the eggs to look like this. The perfect egg shape where they're round on each end, smaller at the top and bigger at the bottom, and clean. There is nothing on this egg. Sometimes eggs will be dirtied with feces or feathers or just dirt, general dirtiness from the coop, and that's okay. You can wash those eggs off and eat them. But when you're doing eggs for the incubator, you cannot wash the eggs off before placing them in the incubator. So you definitely want to find eggs that are already perfectly clean because you don't want bacteria spreading inside your incubator. Tip number two that I have for you is egg storage. When you're storing your eggs before incubation, you want to store them pointy side down in a carton like this one. That way the air sac comes to the top and gets in the correct position for hatching. Another tip when it comes to the storage of eggs is only store your eggs up to 7 days. Some people will tell you 7 to 10 days, and that's fine. You have to do whatever you think will work best for you, but I only store my eggs up to 7 days. Starting to rain. All right, we got to hurry this up. Tip number 3 is the temperature in the incubator. I always keep my incubator at 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit for the first 18 days. You need your incubator to be at least 99.5. You will find all different advice all over the internet, and you have to do what works best for you, and it ultimately is just trial and error with your incubator and what works best for your family. I personally have done better hatching out chicks if I do days 1 through 18 at 100.4 degrees. After day 18, you go into a lockdown period, and at that time, I lower my temperature to 99.5 degrees until day 21 when the chicks hatch out. Now we're going to talk about humidity. The humidity in your incubator needs to be lower to start out on days 1 through 18, and then it needs to go up once you get into the lockdown period after day 18. My chickens are going crazy. So on day 1, I have the incubator humidity somewhere between 45 and 55%. After that point, once I get onto the lockdown period, I raise the incubator's humidity up by putting water in the troughs of my incubator, although every model could be different how they get the water in there for the humidity. But that humidity needs to go up between 70 and 80% during the lockdown period. This is the time when the chicks will start to pip and hatch out of their shell, and you want to make sure that their shells are getting softened by that extra humidity and that they're able to move around freely inside the egg so that they can poke out. If you don't have an automatic egg turner, you're going to want to turn your eggs at least 2 to 3 times a day. I always do 3 times now. We did 2 times the first time that we tried to hatch out chicks, and we had a very poor hatch rate. It probably was not completely attributed to this, which we will talk about later in the video, what I think that was the main cause. But I like to do mine 3 times a day. Sometimes people don't have time for that. I suggest an automatic egg turner. We don't have one with our incubator because we got the lowest, cheapest model, but I definitely will be getting an automatic egg turner in the future because I can then leave my house and I don't have to worry about rushing home to turn my eggs. Now I want to talk about the lockdown period. Day 18 through 21, 21 is hatch day. Day 18 starts the lockdown period. I cannot express to you enough how important the lockdown period is in my personal opinion. The first time that we ever tried to hatch out chicks, I had no idea that the lockdown period was so important. And every chick that is pipping out of its shell during the lockdown period, if you then open the incubator, that chick gets shrink wrapped inside of its shell and most likely will not be able to get out and will die. I had no idea about that the first time that we hatched out chicks, and out of 12 eggs, only 4 of them successfully hatched. So we had some chicks hatch out a couple weeks ago, and we also have some fresh eggs in the incubator. So I'm going to take you guys inside now so you can see our setup.
And this is our incubator. We have a Little Giant brand incubator, just the standard model that only monitors the temperature and the humidity. It doesn't have the egg turner or the forced air. So we have to turn the eggs ourselves, as I said earlier. And then we have a couple chicks here in the brooder. And they are starting to feather out, so I'm going to discontinue the heat lamp during the day pretty soon. And then I will discontinue it at night, and then they'll be moved outside. I will give them access to a heat lamp outside for a little while just because it gets cooler at night, but I gradually just get them used to lower temperatures and then I move them outside. But thank you guys so much for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'm always super excited to get your comments, or if you have any ideas for me, I would love to hear them. Thanks for watching, guys.